superposition theorem. Okay, first of all I have discussed superposition theorem, and after that I have discussed another theorem. Okay, Taylor's theorem, whatever. So now starting, what is the superposition theorem? According to this theorem, in a linear network, suppose that this is input and this is output or response. This is called input and this is called output or response. That is output or response. Okay, and this one is called input. This is called input. Okay, this is called input, and this is system, like this one. This one represents system, and this is input and this is output, or it is called response. Okay, now suppose that what is the meaning of a linear network? Okay, so I will define why this equal to mx. Okay, why this equal to mx? If suppose that is x and this is y, then why this equal to mx type function, means corresponding to this one. Suppose that a function x1 corresponding to y1. Okay, we got y this equal to m into x1. Another system, if input change, then what about response also change? What about y2? Y2 is written as m into x2. Okay, for any linear combination of x1 x2. Okay, x this will equal to alpha x1 plus beta x2. Okay, where alpha and beta be the constant, Okay, now then we got response corresponding to y this equal to, we got a response corresponding to, if input like x this equal to alpha x1 plus beta x2, then we got response corresponding to y this equal to alpha y1 plus beta y2. Okay, what is the meaning of this one? Means alpha is 2, 3, 4, 5 and beta is also, you can say that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like. Okay, this is constant, that's why I am saying. So corresponding to this theorem, if x this equal to alpha x1 plus beta x2, then y must be alpha y1 plus beta y2. Okay, if this condition is satisfied, then it is called, means then this system is this system follows superposition. Clear? Means you can say that y1 and y2 be the same linear combination, it is called same linear combination of y1 y2. First of all make it. Okay, means if system y is equal to alpha, suppose that there is one system, if input is change, then y1 also change, y is also change. So if input change x1 to x2, then y1 output we got y1 and y2. According to superposition, if follow superposition, then x this equal to alpha x1 plus beta x2, then y this equal to, we got alpha y1 plus beta y2. Okay, What is the meaning of this one? Clear or not? How can simplify? I know that y this be equal to mx, y this be equal to mx. If you simplify this, so m into x1, m into x, mx is alpha x1 plus beta x2. It is written as m alpha into x1 plus m beta into x2. So alpha m into x1 and beta m into x2, this one alpha y1 plus beta y2. Clear? Clear or not? It means clarify what is the meaning of this one. If you feel any doubt, then tell me, sir, I face the problem corresponding to this statement, then please explain. Okay. This is also called superposition. That is superposition. Okay, if follow this rule, then that is called superposition. Okay, so you can say that if you want to write in a statement, then how can write? Written as the response to any linear combination of inputs is the same linear combination of individual response. Clear? What is the meaning of? Clear? Y this is equal to alpha y1 plus beta y2. Clear? And if input response is alpha x1 plus beta x2, then we got y this is equal to corresponding to this one. Okay. What is the input response? Input means you can say that independent source voltage source and current source. What is the meaning of this one? Input means here that is independent source. Independent source means that is current source or voltage source. That is current source or voltage source. And output means, what about output? Current or voltage at any branch. Clear? What is the meaning of this one? So first of all, make it. It is value only for linearity. No. Okay. So how to check? No, in case of non-linear. Suppose that I know that non-linear, if y1 this be equal to m into x1 square, clear non-linearity. If y2 this be equal to m into x2 square. If it follows superposition, means x this be equal to alpha x1 plus beta x2, we got y this be equal to alpha y1 plus beta y2. Okay, if follow superposition, then y this be equal to x this, if x this be equal to alpha x1 plus beta x2, then y is must be alpha y1 plus beta y2. Okay, now if follow superposition, then but here what about input corresponding this one and this one. Now check if follow superposition or not. Now I know that y this be equal to m into x square. This system follow y this be equal to m x square. Why? Because of y1 is written as m into x1 square. So you can say that this system is follow y this be equal to m into x square. Clear? So y this be equal to, y means alpha y1 plus beta y2. Okay, m into x means alpha x1 plus beta x2 to the whole square. So m alpha square x square plus m beta square x2 square plus 2 times m alpha beta x1 x2. Okay, what about left hand side? Left, if you put the value in left hand side, then that is m x1 square, that is beta m x2 square. Left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Okay, because of this value is greater. Right hand side is greater than left hand side, means non-linear. In case of non-linear, superposition theorem not applicable. Okay, superposition theorem is not applicable. Why? Because of y is not equal to alpha y1 plus beta y2. So superposition theorem is not applicable for in case of non-linearity. That's why in case of power, P this equal to V square by R, या P this equal to I square into R. In case of superposition is not applicable for power also. Okay, because of power, in case of power, P this equal to V square by R, or you can say that P this equal to I square into R. Okay, in both case not applicable. So first of all written here. So first of all write, then I will if you face any problem regarding this one, then tell me, sir, I face the problem. P this equal to, I know that I square into R, and P this equal to V square by R. Okay, P is follow non-linear, that is non-linear for V and I. Okay, so it is not applicable. So it is not applicable for superposition. Clear? So this theorem is not applicable for power, or you can say that non-linear. Okay, now first of all make it. If you feel any doubt corresponding to that one, then tell me, sir, I face the problem. Okay, now I have, in case of Thevenin's theorem, I have already said I am saying RLC follow non-linearity. I know that V is equal to IR. It is clear that is linear, follow linear response. But in case of inductor, VL is equal to L di by dt. It is, this one is not linear. Okay, so how can say it is follow superposition? But okay, I have already say in that lecture, RLC follow superposition. Okay, you know that It is clear V this equal to IR because R is constant, so V is proportional to I, means follow linearity. But here V is not proportional to I, it is proportional to di by dt, not say linear. So how can say it follow linearity? How to check? Okay, I know that suppose that this is I1. Okay, what about response? That is V1. If current I2, then response V2. In case of inductor, okay, I voltage across VL and inductor L. If current is changed, then what about inductor? Corresponding voltage is also changed. So V1 is written as L di1 by dt, and V2 is also written as di2 by dt. Okay, corresponding to this theorem, you can say that I is equal to alpha I1 plus beta I2. And what about V? Output response, that is V. Okay, if follow input this one and output like this one, or you can say that input and this one is a response like this one. Response is alpha V1 plus beta V2. If got, then you can say that this follow totally superposition. If not follow, then you can say that not follow superposition. So how to check it? Alpha is clear, I is clear, and V is clear. Okay, so how to check? I know that. What about V? V this equal to L into di by dt. V this equal to L di by dt, and if put the value of I is alpha I1 plus beta I2 divided by dt. Okay, now if this one is common, then alpha L di by 1 by dt plus beta L di2 by dt. This one is V1 and this one is V2. Clear? It means inductor follow totally linear response. Okay, this is follow superposition, that's why it's called linear element. Okay, similarly same thing also in capacitor. So it is clear what is the meaning of superposition. Okay, now how can solve problem corresponding to that? Take some problem. Which type problem asking in your exam? We take one by one. With the help of superposition theorem. With the help of superposition theorem, we got V. How to? If okay, this theorem you can solve many method. If you say only determine V, then you determine with the help of nodal analysis, theorem, superposition. Nodal analysis, R KVL, KCL, R Thevenin's, okay, R source transformation. But if mention follow superposition, then must be apply superposition. Okay, first of all clear. Otherwise you can solve any method. Okay, so how can solve this problem? Corresponding to this theorem, I know that if one portion is in our input, then other, actually this is the response. If this one is the input, then corresponding response is different. If this one is input, then corresponding to response is different. So we got V this equal to V1 plus V2. First written V1 plus V2. Okay, V1 response corresponding to if 6 volt are working, and V2 working if input is 3 ampere. Okay, always follow independent. If suppose that three sources are here, independent sources are here, then follow corresponding to V3 whatever. Okay, clear? How can you resolve it? First of all, take how much sources, one, how much independent sources, 6 volt and 3 volt. Clear? 6 volt and 3 volt. This is, if this one is the input, then output response is V1. If this one is 3 ampere, then output response is V2. Clear? If this one is working, then that time this one is deactive, means this source is equal to 0. Clear? So if 6 volt has input, if this one is considered 6 volt is the input, then what about 3 ampere current source? Tends to 0. If current is 0, means if current source is 0, means this one is a open circuit. That is 6 volt. What about voltage here? V1. And if you want to make this one also, then that is open circuit. Apply KVL in this node. -6 plus 8I1 plus 4I1, this will be equal to 0. So what about I? I is 6 divided by 12. 6 divided by 12, that is 1 by 2, that is 0.5 ampere. That is 0.5 ampere. Okay. So what about V1? V1 is equal to 4 into I1, sorry I. So 4 into 0.5, and we got, that is 2 volt. Clear or not? That is V1. Simply. Now next target. It is clear or not? If any phase problem, then tell me. Otherwise, now if consider 3 ampere has input, if this one is the input, then what about this voltage? Is 0. Voltage 0 means this portion is short circuit. 8, and that is 4 ohm, and this is 3 ampere. Okay, and that is V2. So V2 this equal to, how to got V2? With the help of current. If you determine, suppose that is I2. First of all, determine I2 with the help of current divider rule. I know that. What about current divider rule? Current direction are opposite, so that's why positive here. So 3 into opposite to 8 divided by 8 plus 4, 24 divided by 12, that is 2 ampere. I2 this equal to 2 ampere, and so V2 this equal to 4 into 2, that is 8 volt. This is 8 volt. Make it. So finally we got, this is 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8, that is 10 volt. This is the final answer. Make it. If you face any problem, then tell me. That is 10 volt. If you face any problem, tell me, sir, I face the problem regarding to this one. This is another question. Our motto, determine V0. Okay. Our motto, determine V0. How can determine? With the help of superposition theorem. So first of all, check how many sources, how many independent sources. That is 8 ampere current source and 20 volt is the voltage source. Clear? Now, so we have consider, if input is 8 ampere, then response is, suppose that V1, and if input is 20 volt, then response is V2. So V0, this is equal to V01 plus V02. Clear? Now that is 3. and this one is 2 ampere, 2 ohm, plus minus V naught, that is 3 ohm. Okay, if you consider this, then this is 8 ampere and this is 5. If consider V naught, if consider 8 ampere, then this one is deactive, means this one is 0. If voltage 0 means this is short circuit. This is short circuit. Clear? Our motto, what is our motto? Our motto determine V naught, V01. V01. How can determine V01? With help of current divider rule. If this current is I1, if you consider current I1, I know that I1 is I1, I have already discussed. If IS, that is R1 and that is R2. Okay, if you determine, suppose that this current is like this one, then that is I1. If you determine I1 means IS, first of all, if both are opposite, then here positive. So positive into IS and opposite to this resistance, opposite to this branch resistance R2 and R1 plus R2. Same thing here. Our motto determine in this branch current. So I1 is written as 8 into plus 8. Why? Because of both are opposite. Okay. Now 8 into opposite this branch 5 divided by 5 plus 3 plus 2, again 5. So 8 by, that is 4 ampere. So I1 is 4 ampere. I1 into 2, that is V01. So 2 into 4, that is 8 volt. First of all, V01 we got 8 volt. Clear or not? If any doubt, then tell me, sir, I face the problem. Please explain again. Otherwise, okay, I have considered another source. If you consider 20 volt source, if input is 20 volt, then what about output? That is V02. That time, what about current source? Is 0. If current source is 0, means this current source is behave as an open circuit. Okay. So first of all, tell we got this one and plus minus this one, that is 20 volt, 5 ohm, 3 ohm, 2 ohm plus minus V02. Okay. Now apply KVL, that is I2, minus to plus, minus 20 plus 5 plus 3 plus 2, that is 10 into I2, this be equal to 0. So I2 this be equal to 2 ampere. So V02 this be equal to 2 into 2, that is 4 volt. So finally net V01 plus V02, 8 plus 4, that is 12 volt. Okay, is the final answer. Any problem regarding this one? If face any problem regarding this one, then tell me. Once again, which one? Which one is not clear? This one? Very simple. Simply KVL. Sorry, here apply KCL. Sorry, Kirchhoff's current law. Sorry, current divider rule. This is the current divider rule. How to get it? With the help of current, this formula we got with the help of KCL, KVL. We got this one. Okay, I have already. So I1 this equal to Is into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, apply this formula in here. What about R1? R1 this equal to 3 plus 2, that is 5 volt, 5 ohm, and R2 is 5 ohm. So I have a I1 this equal to 8 into 5 divided by 5 plus 5. So 8 into 1 divided by 10, 4 ampere. If this one is a 4 ampere, 4 into 2, that is 4 into 2, 8, that is 8 volt. Okay, that's why 8 volt. And if we have considered 20 volt source, if this one is considered 20 volt source, that time what about this current source is 0. If current source is 0 means it's behave as an open circuit, that's why open here. After that remaining circuit like this one, and apply KVL, and we got I2, and 2 into I2 this will equal to V02, that is 4 volt. So finally, according to superposition, V01 and V02, V01 we got 8 volt, V02 is 4, so finally we got 12 volt is the final answer. Clear or not? Make it. First of all, source transformation. Basically source transformation. Case 1, n voltage source in a parallel single voltage source equivalently required. What is the meaning of this one? Means suppose that n voltage source means if n parallel voltage source connected, practical voltage source, simply that is, suppose that is E1 resistance R1, that is E2 resistance R2, that is E3 resistance R4, and finally plus minus En resistance Rn. Okay, this one is equivalently represent like E and R. Our motto, what is the value of E and what is the value of R? Okay, first of all, clear? That is R equivalent and that is E. Okay, now I know that with the help of current source transformation, simply if this one is converted into current source, then we make like direction of current upward and resistance like this one. Okay, this is R1 and E1 by R1, this is E1 by R1. Clear? Similarly, this one is also represent a current source and this is resistance, and this current source E2 by R2. Similarly, that is R3 and that is E3 by R3. Clear? And finally En divided by Rn, and this one represent Rn. Clear? That if this one is converted into current source, this one is also current source, all in connected in current source. After that, this connection all are parallel, so it is connected here, this one is connected here, and this one is connected here. Okay. Now after that, this current, this current, this current, and this current, this is I1, I2, I3, I4. Okay, all current direction is upward, so that's why adding. Okay, and finally suppose that this whole current I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus so on In, that is E1 by R1, E2 by R2, so on, that is En by Rn. Clear? First of all, it is clear what is the meaning of this one. So I this is equal to sum of all current, because of all in same direction, that's why E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus plus. If any direction is opposite, then minus of this one. Okay, so clear? Now once again, all current represent like I, and after that, if all current represent here this one, sum of all current, I is the sum of algebraic sum of all current. Okay, now R1, R2, R3 and so on Rn, that is parallel. That's why R1 by R equivalent is represented 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 and 1 by Rn. Clear? So this one represent, that is R. Okay, clear? What is the meaning of this one? So finally, if this one is represent plus minus, that is E. What about E? That is IR, and that is again with the help of source transformation, current source converted into voltage source. So finally E this is equal to IR, and series R equivalent. Okay, so clear what is the meaning of this one? If you determine E R equivalent, if you determine E means I into 1 by R equivalent, that is R equivalent. Okay, and what about I? I is E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2, so on, that is En by Rn. Okay, that is E, if you want to E, and whatever be. Similarly, case second, if n current source in series. Clear? This one recording to if n voltage source parallel, then what is the equivalent? If you convert into corresponding to equivalent, then we got like this one. Okay, now second case. N current source in series n current source in series in single current source equivalent required. Okay, meaning, what is the meaning of this one? Basically, that is current source I1, resistance, okay. This current source, again another current source, that is resistance R2, that is I2, again that is current source I3. What about resistance R3, that is Rn, and that is In, okay. Now this one is converted. If this one is converted into voltage source, simply plus minus, direction of current is opposite, that's why IR, and resistance R1. If this one is converted, I2 R2, resistance R2. If this one is converted, clear, that is I3 R3. Similarly, that is In Rn, and that is Ra. Clear? Clear or not? After that, these are series. So this one is connected here, this one is connected here, this one is connected here, and after that this one, this one, this one, this one. You can say that all voltage sources are I1 R1, In Rn, means that is summation of I Ri, I this equal to 1 to I this equal to n, that is E. You can write now. Clear? All resistance are series, so R is R1 plus R2 plus R3 Rn, means that is summation of R I this equal to 1 to I this equal to n. That is R and that is E, finally represented here, okay. Now if this one is converted again in the current source, so direction of current like this one, and resistance, that is R equivalent, and that is I. So I this equal to E by R, okay. So if you determine I, then what about E? That is I1 R1, I2 R2, or you can say that summation of Ri, I this equal to 1 to I this equal to n, divided by summation of Ri, I this equal to 1 to I this equal to n. So finally I1 R1 plus I2 R2 In Rn clear? Make it. If you face any problem regarding to this one, then tell me. Determine I, net current, okay. How can determine? Are you converted into single current source and resistance parallel to the resistance, or you can say that with the help of solve with the Millman theorem. Solve this question with the help of Millman's theorem. Now determine I, net current, okay. So first of all, I know that I have already solved. I this equal to summation of I Ri divided by summation of Ri. and I this equal to n. Clear? So I this equal to I1 R1 plus I2 R2 and only 3, that's why I3 R3 whole divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay. What about I1? That is 10 ampere. R1 2. I2 is 2 ampere, but this direction is opposite to this one. That's why written minus 2 ampere. And 2 plus 5 plus 10 whole divided by 2 plus 10. 2 plus 2 plus 10, that is 20 minus 4 plus 50 divided by 14. So 70 minus 4, that is 66 by 4. Okay, 33 divided by 7 ampere. This is the final answer. Make it.